So, we all know the importance of the video game industry and how big it has grown over the years. And with that importance and that big growth comes a kind of need to not exactly get gaming out there, but to get your game out there. Video game advertising can be very effective, especially in this new weird space of like hype and under promising and all that stuff. But for a video game, advertising is very important. It can literally make or break a game, especially if you have a good game but nobody's heard about it. So in this video, I'm going to go over about video games, and they're kind of over promising. Some are under promising. How that led to disappointments like Starfield. But basically, I'm just gonna get into the nitty gritty. So with video games, there's a lot of different ways you can advertise your video game. There's things such as trailers or teasers, gameplay footage, cinematics, influencers. But these are many ways that you can build up hype for your game and you can get get it out there. And big studios tend to do this better than some smaller studios, but that's more because of all that little green paper things they have lying around. Now with trailers are good. It shows you what your game's about. They're mostly focused more on the story than showing any actual gameplay. Then there's teasers, which are good also, but they usually show a lot less than trailer or gameplay footage. And then that brings me to gameplay footage, which is a lot better for showcasing your game. It actually lets people see what they're going to be grabbing, what they're going to get hold to when the time comes for that game to come out. And it's a really good way of building a fan base behind your game. Now cinematics are okay. Don't really see too many game studios that really just put out a cinematic. If it's a cinematic, most likely it's just a trailer. And something that's gotten really popular lately is influencer collaborations. These are great for when you want to reach a specific audience of people. These people that watch such and such, like Markiplier or PewDiePie or Jacksepticeye or somebody like that. Now I'm gonna throw up a couple of successful ads, some that are really memorable from certain games. Some of these have like nothing to do with like they don't follow the formula of being a successful ad, but I personally think they are a successful ad. And after I show you guys those ads, I would then explain why I think those ads are so successful.
Rated M for mature.
All right, this is a break since the next one is pretty long. So take a breather. I know your brain is cooked because of TikTok, but take a little breather because the next one is pretty long. Do you like that trailer? I like that trailer. All right, here we go. Okay, now where were we? So, right now, I'm going to talk about the elements that make a successful video game ad. As you've just seen with the Halo 3 campaign, very emotional, very cinematic. Not all ads are like that. It's a very select few that can really tug at what makes a good video game ad. Like showed the whole thing. There was no title card until the very end. It was a very good ad, very old ad, and modern ads are very different. I would show a modern ad here, but your attention span, all that, and modern ads are kind of long, about 3 minutes. That would take up a lot of video time. But anyway, so there's a couple things that make up a successful gaming ad. One thing that you saw with the ad I just shown was the captivating visuals. The visuals for a video game ad can be very important, especially when you're trying to make a game that looks good or trying to make a cinematic experience. Because look at something like Battlefield or Far Cry or something like that. It's very action packed or story. Not necessarily Battlefield, but Far Cry especially is very story focused, and you want to have good visuals for that type of experience. But this is not necessarily important for a video game to have. Like indie games are very, very nice. They don't necessarily need to be graphically intensive, but they still can have captivating visuals, but it's not really a necessity. Now, another thing that a game really needs to have is compelling storytelling. Of course, a game is all about having fun, but having a good story it's just like icing on the cake. Now, one game that I really respect for having a good, compelling story is, of course, God of War. Yeah, I feel like it's the basis for a good narrative story. Now, the next thing we're going to get into is music. Now, music is very important. It can make or break a game, basically, because music, the whole vibe of a game depends on music, basically. So with music, it's very important that you get the right set tone for whatever is going on in the story, what's happening in the story, like the stings of a suspenseful song or the happy-go-lucky song of like a farming sim. It all comes together. And with that, also you have to bring in sound design. Like when something blows up, how loud should it be for the player? Does this maybe not sound realistic? Does all the gunshots sound good? Is this good? What sound does a plane make when it explodes? It's all to get you immersed. Basically, all these elements come together to get you immersed in the experience. Now, these all contribute to building the hype that you'll have for a game. And like I said about Starfield earlier, Bethesda does this really well when it comes to building hype for a game. Like they'll show you a little teaser, then they'll give you your trailer, and they'll sprinkle things throughout here and there, and they'll get you so immersed in this universe with all this storytelling that you might not be able to see the cracks in between. It's very, I wouldn't say it's Predator-like, but more like they know what they're doing. I guess that's all I'm gonna say. And this builds a lot of anticipation for your game, and sometimes it's detrimental. But if you're like a new developer or a new game coming out, sometimes you need the hype. But anyway, this lets you build hype for a certain audience, a target audience with your over-the-top gameplay. Now, whether this audience is good or not, I'll go over in this next section. See, that was long, right? But you survived. Okay, let's get ready for the next part. Okay, so this next part is going to be a little somber because I'm going to be talking about you guys, the the target audience and the tailored marketing that goes into these games. Video games are very much tailored to a specific target audience. These audience can include from, people that farming simulator, people that like farming but don't necessarily like having to buy the thousands of dollars worth of equipment to do so and do farming. There's also people that want to be superheroes, to play superhero games. People that want to walk around for 24 hours. People that just like walking and delivering for 24 hours. But also, there's games like actual, and I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent, but this is just to say that video game ads target specific people, like action adventure games or shooter games, or like people that want to be some tough marine, or people that want to be a little cute sprite on an island farming vegetables. They're very much tailored to specific audiences, and they do so very much target to these audiences in these trailers. Like Animal Crossing has a very much more cutesy poochie type of vibe to it, which is probably perfect for somebody that likes farming and building. And then things like God of War have a very more gruff and rough appearance to them. Somebody that very much would like to play a fantasy game where you just absolutely the smallest things. There's a couple examples of ads that successfully resonate with their attendant audiences, demographics, and I think I'm going to show one right now. But let me tell you beforehand that this is in no way direct or part of a belief that these specific audiences are the ones that will play these games. This is just my idea of what the target audiences would be for these certain type of games. And it's very clear, at least to me, what these trailers are going for when they show these type of things.
Time is running out. The prophecies say Fimbulwinter leads to Ragnarok. War is coming. My story doesn't end hiding in these woods. I should be out there, finding out who I am, who Loki is.
I will not allow you to pick a fight with gods.
I don't want to fight anyone. I just want answers.
And if those answers lead to war with Asgard,
Maybe that's what Mother wanted.
we do not know what Mother wanted.
Well, I recognize that dour expression anywhere. Odin's got tricks up his sleeve we haven't dared to consider.
What if there was someone who could help us?
You mean Tyr, the old god of war in these lands, who is dead?
Well, for a dead man, Odin seemed pretty keen on seeing he wasn't found.
If he's out there, we gotta find him.
Come in. What in all yarns be the happened to him?
We're trying to stop Ragnarok, to help people. And what if the only way to do that is war?
War is not the only way.
Stop thinking like a father for a moment and start thinking like a general.
No!
You seem like a calm and reasonable person. Are you a calm and reasonable person?
In moments of crisis, panic does nothing. Harness it. Let it serve you.
soon enough. Well, some of them. PlayStation.
Okay, so you can see how that ad was a little gruff and rough, which is to say that it's very targeted towards somebody that would like a very fantasy type game. That's all I'm really trying to say with that one. But for this next one, I'm gonna get into a little bit of what people like me have to play into how these games advertise and what incentives you get out of it. So when it comes to influencers and these collaborations, in recent years, they have become more powerful players in the realm of video game advertising. Their impact is significant, reaching millions of viewers and potential players through platforms like Twitch, YouTube, and so on and so forth. This trend has reshaped traditional advertising strategies for game developers, offering a more personalized and engaging way to connect with audiences. Some things to consider are the things like the authenticity of using influencers. They often have a more relatable connection with their audiences compared to traditional advertising methods like just showing a video or something like that. It's very more engaging. Their genuine enthusiasm for the game can create a more trustworthy relationship with viewers, making their recommendations and reviews more influential. Influencers have the ability to reach a broad and diverse audience. Successful influencers and streamers have followers from various demographics, allowing game developers to target specific segments of the market more effectively. This broad reach is particularly advantageous for games that cater to different player preferences like God of War that I showed you before. Live streaming platforms like Twitch provide a unique opportunity for engagement and interactivity. Viewers can interact with the stream through real-time chat, creating a sense of community. This level of engagement can boost interest and curiosity about a game, leading to increased sales and downloads. Influencers and streamers have the power to create viral marketing campaigns by showcasing new games or updates. Their abilities to generate hype around a title can significantly impact its success. Games that gain traction with influencer communities often experience a snowball effect as more viewers become interested and share the content. Here is a couple successful collaborations. Collaborations such as Fortnite and Ninja, Among Us and Twitch streamers was really big. Cyberpunk 2077 and Keanu Reeves, not really an influencer but a celebrity. These studies demonstrate the impact of influencers and streamers on video game advertising, emphasizing the importance of strategic collaborations in the industry. The organic and engaging nature of influencer marketing can significantly contribute to a game's success in the market. So now I'm going to talk about some of the trends in video games. So some of the current trends that are in video games include augmented reality, and virtual reality. These new technologies have opened up new possibilities for immersive advertising experiences. Game developers are incorporating AR elements into mobile games, allowing users to interact with the real world while playing. VR is more being utilized for creating immersive trailers and promotional experiences, providing potential players with a taste of the game's atmosphere and mechanics. Interactive VR ads where users can experience a snippet of the game in a virtual environment are becoming increasingly popular. This hands-on approach helps in conveying the unique selling points of a game more effectively. Also something on the topic of interactive ads. Interactive ads allow users to engage with the content actively. These can take the form of playable demos embedded in ads or interactive experiences that showcase key features of the game. By involving the audience directly, interactive ads offer a more memorable and engaging way to promote games. Now, I just want to go back for a second and talk about the influencers again. They caused a marketing explosion. This marketing continues to evolve with new formats and strategies beyond traditional streaming. Influencers are exploring short-form content on platforms like TikTok and Instagram Reels to showcase gameplay or share quick reviews. This trend reflects the changing landscape of content consumption and the importance of adapting to shorter attention spans. Now, one thing that's really important for game advertising is playing with your friends. Now, these games are also games are increasingly adopting cross-platform functionality, allowing players to seamlessly switch between different devices. This trend is reflected in advertising strategies with cross-platform campaigns that leverage the strength of each device. For example, an ad might showcase high-quality graphics on a gaming console while emphasizing portability on mobile devices. Next, I want to get into the role of social media platforms. A big thing in social media is community building. These play a crucial role in building and sustaining gaming communities. Developers leverage platforms like Twitter, Discord, Reddit to engage directly with players, share updates, and gather feedback. Building a strong community around a game contributes to word-of-mouth promotion and player retention. Going back to influencers, again, it's also a primary platform for influencer marketing. Developers collaborate with influencers on all the platforms, yada yada yada, to create content that reaches a wide audience. Influencers share gameplay, reviews, recommendations, contributing to the game's visibility and popularity. Now, another thing I want to talk about is UGC, user-generated content. Social media encourages the creation of user-generated content, where players share their in-game experiences, achievements, and creation. This organic content serves as free advertising and can attract new players who are influenced by the positive experience of others. Back to live streaming, like I talked about before, platforms like Twitch and YouTube Gaming have become go-to destinations for live streaming gaming content. Developers often host live events such as gameplay reveals, Q&A sessions, and tournaments to connect with audiences in real time. Live streaming allows for direct interaction, like I said, with the community and fosters a sense of excitement around upcoming releases. Now, a really big one that has come up more recently is short-form video platforms. The rise of short-form video platforms like TikTok has influenced gaming content creation. Developers and players share quick, visually engaging clips to showcase gameplay, highlight features, or participate in gaming challenges. This trend aligns with the preference for bite-sized content and quick consumption. All of this is to say, video game advertising evolved with technological advancements, embracing immersive experiences, and leveraging the influential power of social media platforms. The combination of interactive ads, AR, VR experiences, and the strategic use of social media contributes to a dynamic and engaging landscape for promoting video games. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about some challenges in video game advertising that can arise due to certain problems that you might face. Video game advertising can face backlash and controversies due to various reasons, such as misrepresented game features, cultural insensitivity, or inappropriate content even. This can damage the reputation of both the game and the developers, impacting sales and community trust. Another thing that can really damage the reputation is the misleading marketing, when you lie about your game, basically. Well, they wouldn't call it lying per se, just Misleading. The fine line between building hype and misleading marketing can be a challenge. Exaggerated claims or showcasing features that do not accurately represent the actual gameplay may lead to disappointment among players, resulting in negative reviews and diminished trust in future marketing efforts. Like, I don't know, a game called Starfield that greatly overpromised and greatly underdelivered. Another thing that's a problem, it's a bigger problem now than ever with all these money-grubbing little people running around, is monetization and in-game purchases. The prevalence of in-game purchases and monetization strategies such as loot boxes are a source of controversy. Players may feel exploited or misled if the real-world costs are not transparent, leading to negative reactions and potential regulatory scrutiny. Like 1,000 V-Bucks is $10, but you might not realize you're spending $10 when you're spending 1,000 V-Bucks. Always think about that all the time. Whenever I'm thinking about Fortnite, I think about that. Another problem is ethical concerns. Ethical concerns can arise regarding the portrayal of certain themes such as violence, gender representation, or cultural appropriation. Advertisements that are perceived as insensitive or offensive may face criticism, impacting the brand image and player perception, which is not bueno. Now, here's another thing that can really impact is the expectations that you just set that can come back to bite you. So the gaming community is vocal. They have high expectations. If a game fails to meet the expectations set by marketing materials, it can result in negative feedback, refund requests, and a damaged relationship between developers and players. Now, the responsibility of game developers and advertisers is huge. You may say, well, that's not really their fault. They know what they're doing. They've been in this industry for years. They know about all the little tricks they can pull to get you to come play their game. They know what they're doing, trust me. Now, one thing developers need to be sure about is transparency. Developers and advertisers have a responsibility to be transparent about the game's features, mechanics, and monetization strategies. Clear communication helps manage players' expectations and reduces the risk of backlash due to misrepresented information. Another thing that they also have to be very clear and transparent about is what cultures they're going to use in the game. Just be aware of cultural nuances and avoid content that may be offensive or inappropriate. Now that's a little bit of a stance. I don't know necessarily how sometimes things just happen and you might not be able to avoid it. Game studio doesn't know. That's fine. I kind of get that. But another thing that they absolutely can be responsible for is avoiding misleading claims. It is crucial for developers and advertisers to avoid making misleading claims or presenting features in a way that doesn't accurately represent the actual gameplay. Honest marketing builds trust and contributes to a positive relationship with the gaming community. Regularly monitoring community feedback and engaging with players on social media platforms can help developers address concerns proactively. Acknowledging feedback and taking steps to address legitimate issues demonstrate a commitment to the player community. Also, developers should adopt responsible monetization practices and clearly communicate the costs associated with in-game purchases, avoiding exploitative strategies such as pay-to-win mechanics. I've talked about this in one of my videos. Check it out here about how egregious pay-to-win can get. It helps build a positive relationship with players and avoids potential controversies if you talk about it openly. Now, something that's very important and that not a lot of games see, this causes a lot of the games that I know of to die, like Anthem, or there's a time game. There's 2 time games I can think of that are failed due to not having much content after launch. Providing ongoing support, updates, and addressing issues promptly post-launch is crucial. This commitment to improving the gaming experience demonstrates responsiveness and a dedication to delivering a quality product. Now, going back to influencers again, when collaborating with influencers and partners for marketing campaigns, developers should provide them with accurate information about the game. Educating influencers on key features and potential concerns help ensure that their content aligns with the game's actual experience, so no phony baloney reviews. All of this, I'm just trying to say that developers and advertisers play a pivotal role in shaping the perception of a game through advertising. By prioritizing transparency, cultural sensitivity, and ethical practices, they can mitigate potential challenges, build trust with the gaming community, and contribute to a more positive gaming environment going forward. Okay, so I want to do this last session in this video on a positive note. I'm going to talk about some of the more positive reactions and community engagement into success of these video games ads. One thing that's very important in the success of these video games ads is building anticipation. The positive fan reactions can contribute significantly to building anticipation for a game. When the gaming community expresses excitement, shares content, and engages in discussions, it creates a buzz that extends beyond the initial advertisement. This anticipation can lead to increased pre-orders, day one purchases, and sustained interest in the game. Word of mouth promotion is also important. Engaged fans become advocates for the game, leading to organic word of mouth promotion, positive discussion on social media, forums, and gaming communities, and can even reach a broader audience through that method, influencing potential players who may have otherwise overlooked the game. It also creates a sense of community. Community engagement fosters a sense of belonging among players. When fans feel heard and valued by developers, it strengthens the bond between the gaming community and the creators. This sense of community often leads to long-term player retention and loyalty. Also, what's very important is feedback. Fans' reactions provide valuable feedback that developers can use to improve the game. Engage with the community allows developers to understand player preferences, just concerns, and make necessary adjustments, contributing to the game's overall quality and success. Positive fan reactions can also extend the lifespan of a game. The supportive community continues to generate content, shares experiences, and participate in events or challenges related to the game, keeping it relevant long after its initial release. Now, I'm gonna give some examples of some ads that really, clicked well with their audiences. I don't know. I'm gonna talk about a couple of them. I'm not gonna talk about all of them, but I'm gonna give some examples here. Elder Scrolls V Skyrim, the Dragonborn trailer, Overwatch, Dragons animated short from 2016, Cyberpunk 2077, the Keanu Reeves E3 appearance was also pretty notable. The Among Us, the rise in popularity on Twitch. I will talk about this. Among Us gained widespread attention and popularity on Twitch, largely due to streamers adopting the game. The positive reactions and engagements from the streaming community contributed significantly to the game's success, turning it into a social phenomenon and leading to a surge in player numbers. It was really big thanks to Twitch, and I think it never would have reached the heights that it rose to if it wasn't for Twitch streamers just adopting it so well. Another example is Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Open Your Eyes trailer. I'll talk about this one also. Nintendo showcased the trailer for Breath of the Wild's vast open world environment and introduced a new approach for the Zelda franchise. The positive reactions from fans were evident in social media discussions. Players expressed excitement about the game's departure from traditional Zelda conventions. This engagement contributed to the game's critical acclaim and commercial success. So what I'm trying to say in most of these examples is that positive fan reactions and community engagement played a crucial role in the success of video game advertisement. The organic discussions, excitement, and advocacy from the gaming community contributed to sustained interest, strong sales, and the creation of vibrant player communities around these games. So hey, you made it to the end of the video. Thank you for watching, of course. Make sure you like and subscribe if you want to see more. All of this stuff was just to say video game ads can get pretty complicated, and this video was really made to talk about my frustrations with how video game ads are being done lately, especially with all the hype and stuff going around. It's very convoluted when it comes to what you're really gonna get in a game. Like, you can't just watch one trailer, you gotta watch the gameplay, then the teaser, and then you gotta watch the cinematic. It's a lot. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time. And that's it. I have nothing more I want to say. Why are you still here? Get out of here. Also, if you made it this long, leave one of your favorite game ads in the comments. Leave them in the comments. I want to know. I really do.
If I had